Hello everybody, SirMonkeySuit here, back again. We are on episode 7 of Haikyuu. In the last episode, we started the match against Seijo, and lost the first set due to Hinata slipping up, nerves actually getting the better of him, which I never thought would happen. And then the second set, he came back, Tanaka settled his nerves, they started going on the offensive, and actually outplayed Seijo. But now, there is a guy who has just come in for the Seijo team, the ace in the hole, I imagine, this new setter coming in. So it's going to be essentially what I assume to be like a setter versus setter match. Basically, who's going to be the better setter here? Is it going to be Kageyama or is it going to be this other guy? So, yeah, it all comes down to this final set, whoever wins the full match. A prediction would probably be... I'm going to predict that Seijo are going to win. Now I'm saying that because that's kind of what I hope to happen for the sake of the story. Like, I don't know if we can just have... I don't know how I feel about, like, Karasuno just winning everything. I feel like in order to grow you need to lose and you need to come back from that as an experience. So that's what I'm going to predict. Like, this setter guy might come out of the woodwork and just be like incredible and just kind of catch them off guard, and that's how they lose. So we'll have to see about that. Because at the end of the day, what I'm finding with Karasuno is that while they are all great like individually, and Kageyama is able to do everything he can to ensure the team's victory, I feel like there's still like rough patches in between them. Like, obviously, like, you have Kageyama and Tsukishima like at odds during the game and stuff like that, and you know what I mean, you have people like, you have them like not necessarily full attention on the game, so things like that need to be like sort of ironed out in order to make their team better. So a loss would probably, I would say, benefit the story more, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into episode 7. Well, first things first, I did not expect Karasuno to win that. But I can kind of get away with it, I think, just because of how it played out. So, the sort of... the ace in the hole of Seijo, Oikawa, has a sprained ankle injury. He's come back for this match. So it wasn't really a setter versus setter match like I thought it was going to. It wasn't really Kageyama versus Oikawa at all. But I feel like that will be coming later, like once they get into like the tournament and that. And then it'll be like sort of like master versus apprentice kind of thing. So like your senpai versus your kohai. But he specifically said that he's better at, Kageyama said that he trained him in serving and blocking, but not setting though. That is something, that is a talent that Kageyama himself has. I don't think he learned that off anybody. I think that's just something like, that's his talent, And Aikawa came in at the last second, which leads credence to the fact that they weren't playing to their full potential. They weren't playing to their fullest, because Karasuno were on 24, and the game was still going at that point. Now, if that turnip guy hadn't actually got a point back, then or if Karasuno had just went and scored during that time, then they would have just won, and Oikawa wouldn't have been able to enter the match at all. So, if that had happened, it would have been extremely unfulfilling. very anticlimactic. I love how Shoyo like challenged Oikawa head on, like, because I feel like he could have spiked it anywhere, but he chose to hit it at Oikawa, and whereas before Shoyo would have his eyes closed and just hit it, that one he made sure that he was looking where he was going to hit it. So that was a very special kind of spike, that one. And he made sure it went towards Oikawa, which, you know, he challenged him, which was great. So it wasn't Kageyama versus Oikawa, it was kind of more like Shoyo versus Oikawa, which was nice. I like how it purposely showed the change of like the speed at which Shoyo moved from one position to another. Like, he set the he sort of he blocked it. He blocked the initial spike so that they could immediately go on the counter attack, and then in a split second, Shoyo moved to the other side to get the spike on. You know what I mean? Which, you know, that kind of speed is unprecedented. So yeah, and yeah, it's like that. It's the idea that both Kageyama and Shoyo both found a team. Obviously, Shoyo found a team in the literal sense, but like Kageyama found a team, you know, that he can actually play with. He can actually get on their level, you know, which is good. So they both found a team, which, you know, it's the dynamic between the two. The fact that, you know what I mean, they need each other to play at their best, and, you know, the fact that they both found a team is that kind of parallel. But, you know what I mean, they found teams in like different. They both found a team in a different way, which is good. It just shows like that idea that they're like polar opposite, yet, you know what I mean, they're more similar than anybody else, you know. And yeah, Oikawa and Seijo, they weren't playing all out. It was just a practice match. That whole, you know what I mean, that match will play out a hell of a lot more seriously, and it'll be a lot closer next time they meet, I guarantee. Guardian Deity, this guy who is an incredible receiver of the ball, which, you know, I mean, he's going to be a good counter to Oikawa's serves, which Oikawa will not be expecting. And he's shorter than Shoyo as well, which I guess is all right for a receiver, because you don't really need to be blocking anything or spiking anything. So that's all good. The Sakanashita shop. What significance does that have then? Because the advisor or whatever says that he's got like a plan, something with that shop. So what's he do? What's he asking for? I wonder. There's nothing I can really theorize about that. I don't know. Shiratorizawa is the top school. So I imagine at some point they will be facing off against those. I've just wrote that down just to keep in mind that when that does get mentioned, I know that it is the top school. And there was a coach, Ukai, who used to coach the Karasuno team, and he's the one that took the Karasuno to the finals, right? Yeah. And that was the reason why Kageyama decided to go for Karasuno, but when he got there, he just found out that Coach Ukai, he collapsed or something? Something like that. So he retired, I guess. Yeah, some really interesting stuff in there. Like, the thing is that, you know, I'm fine with the way that the game played out because it was a practice match. Had it been like a full-on match and they just won again, like, you know what I mean, I feel like it would have been a bit, you know what I mean, because you can lose a lot of feeling from an anime if, you know, if the good guys just always win and they never, because you know what I mean, it's so much more impactful when you have people that, you know what I mean, don't win all the time, and then when they eventually get that win, it means that much more, you know.